I'm challenging, here, intellectual warfare. Let me see what I can do.
If you wanted to repeat it.
Ajjacho. This person doesn't require an introduction because the world knows him. But I'm going to still introduce him. The first time an Indian chess master, no, grandmaster, the Indian grandmaster of chess, 5 times world champion, and also an elected deputy president of the World Chess Federation. Not only Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, the one and only Viswanathan Anand. Hello. Hello. Good to see you. We are actually keen on knowing what does chess involve as a player from the fitness aspect of that, because I had been privileged to work with you at a time where fitness was an important contribution to your program of preparation for world-class events. So I want to hear from the person himself, what is the role of fitness at all in a chess competition?
Essentially, I think fitness has always been a part of chess. In fact, I don't like to go topic by topic or profession by profession. We should all have this idea that a healthy lifestyle is for every single person, that no one is exempt because of what they do. By this I mean healthy lifestyle, healthy posture, and a certain amount of fitness. You should be able to do a certain amount of work for a certain amount of time without tiring, and this will help. This is simply to get you through the day. Afterwards, there's specialized fitness, special needs you may have. The nature of your work may force you to work specific muscles or train to concentrate for longer periods of time, these sort of things. But at a base level, I believe that everyone should have just a certain amount of fitness. So again, good part of the day, not sitting down, not lying down. You should be moving. So activity. And I think healthy cardio ability, stamina, this is also necessary. And that's it. So for me, the first time I started paying attention to this was when I was 15 or 16. And I remember my parents told me, get out and things. So I started running a little bit. And the only thing I remember from that is that initially I found it incredibly difficult. So my father was in the railways and we had these huge railway bungalows. So I didn't even need to go out. I could just jog within the bungalow. And first time I did it, I could do 2 rounds and then you just didn't want to do it and I would stop. And I thought, I'm not very fit. But then it amazed me that within 4 or 5 days I could run 20 laps. Wow. The same thing. It just goes up very fast. And in fact, it seems the body can switch off almost. But then you wake it up, you give it a few days, you repeat at regular intervals. And even the days you're not doing it, it's your fitness level is going up. Because very quickly, of course, I hit a peak very fast, but that's a different story. I was able to, my capacity expanded very quickly. Equally in the other direction, you don't do something, your capacity can drop pretty fast. Which is why, and nowadays you read constantly that walking briskly for half an hour a day is enough. You don't need to do more. If you're thinking of simple cardio, sensible lifestyle, and you can go beyond that. Now, So I got into it then for a couple of years I gave up. I didn't give up, it's just that I started traveling and then irregular schedules. You found it, you had to make more and more an effort to plan and where to do it and how to do it. And so you thought, sorry, நாளைக்கு பண்றேன், நாளைக்கு முடியலன்னா அடுத்த நாள் இது மாதிரி இப்படி எப்படி போயிருந்தது. Then the habit got broken. And I lost a very difficult match to a very fit player. The guy was insanely fit. Because his father was a boxer and he had this discipline. His father watching him.
Was he standing beside him to punch the players to win it? No.
I'm sure that his father motivated him quite a lot. He would, even in rain and snow and all, he would go running.
Oh my God.
And when I lost the match to him, one of the explanations that came up was, well, simply I was not, I need to be fitter. So I started first running. The aim was to come back to what I thought I could run before. So when I started running a certain amount every morning. Then somebody told me, why don't you get a bike and run and cycle? So I got a mountain bike, and this was very nice because I was living in the mountains then.
My God, that's going to be tough.
It was quite a shock to realize that I used to think I could cycle 40-50 kilometers a day, but terrain is all the difference. So going up is totally different. So then I developed the habit of pedaling very slowly, sometimes pedaling going like a snake, just to be able to cycle up, because you cannot do it vertically. Yeah, I mean, I simply didn't have the thigh muscles then for that, but slowly again my capacity built up, and then to do a nice long thing somewhere above. And of course the reward was to come down the hill. Because you don't have to do anything, you just sit there and let the breeze hit your thing. So things like this, and I slowly expanded my capacity, started working very hard on this. Great. And after that I was generally quite conscious of cardio fitness, which is a good start. But as I was to find out, it's not everything. Then for the first time when I was 28 years old, I had a catch in my lower back. And because many members of my family come to you, kind of, that's how we met for the first time. I think you remember this.
Yeah.
So I had this severe catch. And what amazed me was that I simply could not, it's not that you can stand up with some discomfort. I couldn't stand up at all. In fact, I think you will know this thing. I had to put my finger to that point, and then I could walk normally again. But remove the finger, and I would literally collapse to the floor. I thought this is ridiculous at 28. So clearly, some accumulated posture issues, and this is the only thing I would tie to chess or desk jobs, everything. And again, what I realized, it's not how much time you spend active, but how much time you spend sitting also that matters.
True.
So later on I discovered rules of thumb like every 10 minutes stand up and walk for 2 minutes and come back and sit down, and these things are supposed to correct you. I won't give you advice on this topic, but so for the first time I came, and we didn't have a very detailed plan then, because again I was traveling and so on. But you gave me some tips for this, and it got a bit better, and I would follow these one or two things. But then I defaulted back to my cardio routines, and I was generally quite reasonably fit. Not marathon runner fit or anything, but I was fit in my own way. And once again, the tendency is to think, well, now I've solved that and tick the box. Then many years later, again same catch. Couldn't stand up without holding my thumb to my back. And then I came to you again, and after that I was coming to you regularly. And pretty much after that, so that happened about 10 years after the first one. And after that, with you, I started this routine of coming every morning, always the stretches, systematically work the stretches, then work leg movement, side and back. So literally work all the muscles in the back, and especially started to pay attention to the core. You tend to think that if you cycle or run, then everything looks after itself. I would say it's not completely true. It's good to separate. I mean, maybe if your technique is perfect, it does so, but it's good to have this balanced routine. By the way, I also had a very good weight training routine, and still I had the back issue. It recurred. And just to emphasize that it's not easy, I think after I was coming regularly to Sparrc. And once again, I was playing with my son, and in some, he was like one year old then, and so I was helping him walk around and something, and I went to some children's area, kids area, where thing, and got carried away playing with him, and then once again my back gave way. Same catch, same thing. So that was a kind of recurring theme for me there. The good thing is after that, it has not happened. So 2000, that was 2012 it happened. And then once again we did the correction and all that, and in the last 11 years,
you've not seen that.
It's not. I often feel discomfort in the back, but nothing where I needed to fall to the floor or anything. So I think, but the discomfort in the back immediately tells me, okay, get up. You know the exercise, you push one leg back while the other leg stays still, you push one leg back and forth. I think so, work this muscle just above the, or just at the waist. And so clearly for me, that's a kind of weak spot. Probably, logically, it's connected to my posture. And that's why when I explained why it's necessary, I believe that, you know, we can look job by job and see whether you need it or not. But today, there must be a huge percentage of people for whom their job involves sitting down or thing, and so you simply need to correct for it. And also, let's put it, I get a lot of pleasure. Actually, stretches are some of the most relaxing exercises you can do. So it's a pity not to do the most fun stuff. It doesn't necessarily look like fun from the outside, but in a way, it's very rewarding. And that's my thing. Now, what does it do for chess? As chess has become more and more, the fitness element in chess has been growing because other areas are getting neutralized, so to speak. So before, you would have to spend a lot of time doing the work yourself. Now, a lot of the work gets done for you. Your computer can generate the answers very fast. So the difference will be how long you can sit there, how long you can concentrate, and things like that. So again, it comes back to fitness. Most chess players now lead pretty healthy lifestyles. The most unhealthy chess player now is probably healthier than the healthiest chess player 30 years ago.
30 years ago, wow, what a statement.
So, because as it's become more important part of the game, it becomes an arms race. A person tries to become very fit, and then everybody else copies him, and they all motivate each other. Fitness is inseparable from chess, I would say, from any mental activity. So don't ever think that these two are not connected. I think it works in the other direction as well. If you're a physical athlete, you sometimes need to relax. The only way you can relax is by engaging some mental activity and things. So it goes in both directions. And that's it.
And which was the most stressful time? I mean, all of them are when you are playing at national, international competitions of world class. And which one do you ever feel was, this was a tough time that I had to endure, and how you feel that you went back to run or do something which allowed you to sleep even at that time?
There are a lot of moments in chess where you feel stuck. You don't know how to break through because the wall that your opponent has put up, you're not finding any ways through it. And if you keep on trying, you're expending mental energy with no result, and the pressure builds up. Sometimes it can manifest itself in the score. The score can be, to put it mildly, not what you're expecting. In fact, it can be negative against you. And you're worried invariably. You feel that you can't see any way forward. How do you get there? And sometimes even stopping your chess work and getting out for a walk, but it has to be something you really enjoy. You get out for a nice walk, you walk even quite slowly, breathe in a lot of the air, you really try to, and it helps some sense of perspective. You can step away and then step back into the cauldron, so to speak. But in multiple events, it's a question of coming to terms with something. I remember once in 2012 when I was playing my world championship, I lost the 7th game, and the match had, my opponent was now leading. And that evening, it felt horrible. I think even at 11 o'clock at night, I went for a walk outside because I couldn't sleep. I went for a walk, walked a few times across a bridge nearby, and then came back. I was in a situation where I wasn't enjoying the walk, and I wasn't enjoying sitting at the hotel anyway. Anyway, finally had to come to terms with it, go to sleep. Sleep was horrible as well. But you do what you can. I must have had good sleep for 1.5 hours at most. And the next day, come and start to work again. My team had done some work for me, and a few hopes in this direction, that direction. We have some chances, that sort of thing. Not spectacular, but enough to give me some confidence. And it's hard to emphasize how crucial it was to win that day. Because I won, I could now continue the match better. So the night of the 8th game, I slept. I think I slept the full 10 hours because the body had just accumulated this fatigue. And then I was back in the match. I cannot say that it's because of something I did after the 7th game. I think it is because of the healthy habit I'd been following for weeks. Wow. As I said, during the 7th game, it went wrong. So I would say that competitions or tough times at work are like moments when your bank account is being reduced, it's being drawn down, and you're spending. And then you have to go back and build it up again. And it's a kind of reserve that you draw from. Now take out the bank and put fitness, and you've got the same analogy. The role of fitness is to keep your minimum level of endurance high enough that during tough times it lasts a bit longer. And so the goal is to keep building that high, not to think that you can do a miracle at the last minute. You would not become fit because you went out walking one night. But
yeah, that's good. That's good.
But if you built it up and it's a regular habit, then your recovery will be faster, your ability to cope with the pain will be faster, all that works in your favor. So that's really the way I see these things. Sports is a good way to get people excited about doing things which are healthy for them. I think this is the order in which it works. Training is getting, it's an arms race always. Sports training is an arms race everywhere. So as one country implements something, everybody else copies it, and back and forth. But these days India is competing very well. The public is generally open to supporting the best athletes for a very long time. We see there's more funds in every sport, opportunities and so on. I think all that is very good, but we still have a very long way to go. For me, one of the clearest areas of improvement is sports facilities everywhere. It's not about world championships and something. You should be able to come home from school and then just have an hour of playing in some nice field. It's healthy to be outside, and it's healthy to think. It's not. We're not doing sports to win medals. It's a means to an end. We are doing sports because it should be part of your daily life. Clearly, at that, we hope out of the huge numbers of people who are going to be in sport for reasons, a few will go on to win medals and inspire others to keep this going. I'm not separating the two, but the bigger social aim is that a certain amount of sports is very healthy for you, and it has proven health benefits. If you have if sports is a regular part of your life, then your lifestyle is enhanced. So why wouldn't you want to do that?
I'm challenging Anand here, and intellectual warfare. Let me see what I can do. But we want to start arrival stuff.
Let's start. It's the white pieces. If you want to do repeat, we should.
So, see, I just thought, across is the best way to do it. So now I learned that. not just for chess players, it's for the people of India who feel education is the only thing and you don't require fitness to complement your education itself. And here we have a world champion talking to us how that has made a difference in the quality of their health, their sport, and their recovery from both. And all this is possible if you are going to be fitter. So Indians can, not the championship and victory is the only thing. There are other things that could make a human being contribute for their health. I think that is, you have made it very clear that all of them needn't be world-class Olympians, world champions. You can be a champion who doesn't visit the doctor's place often. That itself is a champion.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
one who doesn't see the doctor's room to ensure that they can be away. I feel you have done the maximum possible to organize your health in a beneficial manner. I think it has been a phenomenal experience talking to you, because commonly the impression is you may not talk much, you may not say things other than chess, but you have spoken everything so clearly, vividly. I think it goes a long way for Indians to understand a grandmaster to come out and say, you don't have to be a grandmaster, you can be whatever you are and still be good to yourself and good to the society in the quality of fitness that you hold physically, mentally, spiritually, and all the ways possible. It would be a far greater society to ensure that India can do well in all fields of human endeavor, which can make a huge difference. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Nice.